What is going on, everybody? Taylor here.
Hello, I'm Jacob.
And we are going to be talking about Free Guy. We just got back from a screening.
We did.
As one of the only cities in Australia that was able to host a screening because things are a bit of a mess at the moment. So we went to the Brisbane screening of Free Guy.
We did.
And I'm actually, for once, very excited to talk about a movie this year.
I get to talk about
We've had a couple of whammies in a row that we just didn't really enjoy. And so now we get to talk about one that I'm actually very excited to talk about.
Yes.
Which is hilarious because I hated these trailers
so
much. I thought they were horrific. I was so upset. And it just turns out this is a very difficult movie to market in a trailer.
Yes, and having seen the movie now, I go, okay, no, I get why this was so hard to market, because tonally, in a 2-minute piece, it can feel dumb.
Yes.
And silly, and
the sincerity doesn't come through in the 2-minute trailers.
Yes. Overall, I like this movie. I think it's a very good movie and enjoyable.
It's the most I've heard you laugh at a movie in a long time.
I haven't laughed this hard in a while. There's a lot of very funny jokes.
There's very funny jokes. It's not all just kind of dumb throwaway humor. A lot of it's very clever.
Yep.
A lot of it doesn't make sense in a trailer because it has a lot to do with the world building and you getting to know the characters and what the story actually is.
Yep.
And in context, a lot of it's hysterical.
A lot of it really works.
So
and
funny.
A lot of it, I thought, does actually really work. I really fell into this world. I really did love the world that this created, which took a little to get started, because I'm not going to lie, when the movie started, I was like, oh no. And then an event happens in the film, and that kind of made me go, oh, it's true. Okay, it's Truman Show. And that really worked for me.
It's Truman Show for a very modern video game type of audience where we've fallen into technology in a lot of our lives. It's kind of just where we live, essentially.
It's very, the best example I think is probably Truman Show meets Edge of Tomorrow.
Probably. It's something that I appreciate the world building a lot in terms of they really knew how to handle the fact that they were in a video game world and what the boundaries of that are. And how to kind of play with what that looks like, especially when you have a character who doesn't realize he's in a video game and then building up to the fact that he realizes he's in a video game and what that looks like, not only for the world, but for the character, for all of the characters involved in the story. I don't want to talk too much spoilery stuff here. I just kind of want to talk about things that I thought worked well for the film without ruining anything for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, because there are some fun surprises in the movie.
There are a lot of fun surprises
that really pay off in some great ways. I want to talk about how much I think the cast in this movie was great. I thought Ryan Reynolds was great. It wasn't just his Ryan Reynolds kind of shtick that you were worried about.
I was really worried that Guy would be Deadpool light. And that we were just going to get references upon references every 30 seconds, because a lot of Ryan Reynolds movies lately, he's been doing that a lot, where he is essentially just playing Deadpool, where he makes movie references and quippy one-liners, and and from the trailers, I was a little worried that that's what this movie was going to be.
And that's a very easy thing they could have fallen into with a video game, because video game characters can be that kind of, throwaway one-liney.
And I was very happy that it didn't do that, that instead Guy is very sincere. He's actually Ryan Reynolds, very restrained. I was surprised with the amount of restraint he had, and I'm glad about that. I think he worked really well in this movie. It was not what I was expecting, but he worked really well for this movie.
We have a bit of a differing opinion on Taika Waititi in this film, but I personally think it's exactly the right amount of poking fun at the kind of Silicon Valley stereotypes that we see, the CEOs who are super cool and try to be fashionable and who are very, zen and to me it fit what we think of when we think of that kind of modernized role.
Yeah.
And I think Taika's kind of humor works very well in it. I know you thought it got a bit caricature-y at times.
To me, Taika's probably one of the weaker parts of this movie. For me, I think he is just very much a caricature. But it didn't take away from too much movie. He's not in it that much. Like, he's the villain of the film, but he's not, without spoiler, he's not in it that much.
Yeah, and you don't need him in it that much. But I appreciated what he was doing. I thought it was the perfect kind of representation of this boss who, he's smart, but he's clearly not the smartest or the most talented in the building, and you have him really kind of talking down to a lot of people who are clearly more educated and more experienced and more talented than he is, and just kind of the ridiculous behavior that I feel like does happen in game development kind of situations. So I appreciated that. I thought Jodie Comer was great in this film.
I thought she was very good.
I don't want to get too much into spoiling anything about that, because there are some things that I think are great that I don't really want to get into, but I think she is a lot of fun. She's very sincere. And they play around with some stuff with her that I think works.
I think the biggest thing this movie has is that you can't get in the trailer is it just has a lot of heart.
Yeah.
And I think the heart is the reason why it works. Now, you and I have a differing opinion about how much it works, but ultimately the film does work. It is a very good movie.
It's not a 2-hour preview for HBO Max.
No,
it has a heartart sincere story to it that they want you to feel.
Yeah.
It's not just a video game cool, kind of movie where it's just that. It's not the action film that's just that, or the video game film that's just that. It's very, to me, like, it just made me happy. It just made me smile.
It wears its heart on its sleeve. Like, it throws every trope in the book.
I love that.
Despite the fact that you can call exactly where it's going, it uses basically every cliche in the book. It works because it's so sincere in what it's doing.
It's not just doing it because they're like, oh, this is the formula and that's how you're supposed to do it.
And I think a lot of that comes through from Ryan and Jodie. They're the ones that bring the heart and are the reason this film works.
I agree. Their chemistry, and their relationship in the film, you believe it and you want to believe it and you want to root for them as a team.
There's a lot of great cameos. Try not to get spoiled by a lot of the cameos and supporting roles.
But before we go into that, we cannot not talk about Joe Carey.
Yeah.
Joe Carey, I've been waiting to actually see him in something.
Yeah.
And I think he was so much fun.
I thought Joe Carey was very good.
He fits the role very well.
Yes, he does. He very much fits the role.
And I'm not going to spoil it, but like there was a point where I almost actually started tearing up because the movie wears its heart on its sleeve.
It does.
And
it's
the
cute.
trope it's cute and it's sweet, and the trope that it uses is like they were like, we put this in for Taylor specifically. This is exactly the kind of trope that Taylor wants to see.
Yeah, but it's and that to me, it overcomes these tropes because it's so
cute and sincere, and it just makes you hopeful about a lot of things.
Yeah, it's very
which in this day and age, like, give me the tropey cute stuff that's gonna make me believe and have hope in the world. Just like I would like that, but not. It has to be sincere.
Yeah,
that's the thing about this movie that really had me buying in and wanting to root for all of the characters and wanting to believe in this story and really see it pay off in the end, because I was invested. I was like, man, this makes me feel like I don't have to think about how horrible everything is for a couple minutes or for an hour or for whatever.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's just, there were moments where I was smiling and I was like, this is funny, this is cute, this is just making me happy. Like, I'm just having a fun time. Yeah. And that's what I've been hoping for the last couple of movies that we've gone to see, and I have not gotten it. So it's like, it was like a shot of adrenaline where I'm like, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, it's a very good movie. I definitely recommend. It's
I think it very cleverly uses its video game world in a lot of ways. I think it uses the real world very cleverly in a lot of ways. The music was fun. There weren't any like just crazy needle drops where you were like, why? Like, it was for a video game movie.
Yeah, no, fair. I don't know. For me, some of them were a little.
Well, but guys, you gotta listen up. The Grinch is sitting next to me, who says he likes movies and then apparently doesn't. So don't listen to what he has to say. If you want the negative Nancy time review, you can go talk to Jacob on social media and he'll talk to you. But I'm not letting him rain on my parade right now.
No, it's a good movie. It's a very good movie. Go see it. I definitely enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I don't have a gun to my back while saying that. I did enjoy it. It is a good movie. I definitely recommend seeing it.
He wants to tell you that it's 20 minutes too long.
It is definitely 20 minutes.
It is not 20 minutes too long.
The third act goes for way too long.
No, it does not. The third act is amazing. And if you want to have a talk with him about how wrong his opinion is, you can do that. But we're not going to get into it on this video because I enjoyed this movie. And I want everyone to go see it.
And I want to sleep on my bed tonight.
No, I want everyone to see it from somebody who hated the trailers and thought it was going to be garbage. I had a really fun time, and I told him he's not allowed to rain on my parade, so maybe you'll get an angry rant video from him separately.
Okay.
But
hey, whoa. It is not, I'm not saying it's that bad. I have seen a lot worse movies this year than this. This is not a bad movie. This is a very good movie, and I am so glad I saw it. It's just that I have some slight issues with it.
Well, I don't have slight issues.
Don't make me seem like this is like the worst movie I've seen all year. It is not that
I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just saying I am just like on cloud nine, and so I don't want to talk about the issues you have with it because I'm just gonna get sad. Fair. And this movie made me happy, and that's what I've been wanting out of movies for the last couple we've gone to see, and it hasn't happened. I've left very upset.
That's fair.
When I was like so excited, and this movie I wasn't expecting anything from, and I've had a fun time, and I really enjoyed it, and it was a lot of fun. And a lot of the things that made me roll my eyes in the trailer, it didn't happen because the trailer just wasn't able to sincerely sell it. It just seemed very gimmicky as a trailer. Yeah. You know, it was like, what is this? But because it's such a sincere story at the heart of it, you know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I'm just saying somebody is being the Grinch right now with his little nitpicky things.
It was a good movie.
Anyway, if you guys have seen it, please leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you haven't, I'd love to hear if you're planning on seeing it, what you're hoping for. We'd all love to hear your opinions on the movie. If you guys want to find us on social media, all of our links are down in the description. We also have our link to our Patreon down there if you want to check out some exclusive content. Thank you guys so much for all of your continued support, and we will see you next time.